your CV is not ATS friendly, your CV may actually never even reach the recruiter that you're applying to. Have you been spending time applying for remote jobs and you hear nothing back from the recruiter? See, I get it. Sometimes it's not always about you. It might actually be your CV. So your CV might actually be the problem because most of these companies actually use something called ATS. I actually forgot to introduce myself. So my name is Miriam, and if you're new here, I talk about how to get remote jobs. I share tips and tricks on what you can do to actually land a remote job, whether you're from Nigeria and Africa as a whole or from anywhere in the world. I also share tools that can help you navigate the online world. So if you're new here, please subscribe, and if you're a returning subscriber, please don't forget to turn on your notification button so that you can actually get notified whenever I post a new video. So let's get straight back into today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down what ATS is, how it works, the mistakes that makes your CV get rejected, and how you can actually fix it. And also make sure that you watch to the end because I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite tip that could be the game changer for you to land those interviews faster. So you do not want to miss it. So let's start simple. ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. So just think of it as a digital gatekeeper, right? So when you apply for a job, it doesn't go straight to the recruiter. It goes through the ATS system first, because when a job is being posted, you see thousands of people, hundreds and thousands of people actually apply for this job. So the recruiter cannot be going through this job one after the other. And that is why ATS, the Applicant Tracking System, does the heavy lifting for the recruiters. So here is how it works, right? When you submit your CV for a job application, the ATS scans it and then it looks for keywords that matches the keywords that have been specified in the job description. So when you see a job description that you've applied to, there are some keywords there. Maybe sometimes they say communication skill, for an example, or agile methodologies or something like that. And then so this ATS looks for those keywords in your CV, and then it uses these keywords to rank your CV, and then it sends it to the recruiter. So if your CV doesn't match the keywords, you might not be ranked high enough for your CV to get to your recruiter. You get that, right? So just think of it as maybe your Google search, for example. So if you're searching for something, maybe how to bake bread, Google search is going to bring you the keywords that matches your search, like the best search results based on what you've typed in. You understand? So they might have like you might have like what's it called, thousands of articles under how to bake bread, but the one that best matches what you've written out, which is your keyword how to bake bread, is what Google is going to bring out. So the highest ranked result is what Google is going to bring out. So that's why you will now see the first result, the second result, the third result. So that is just how ATS actually works. So it means that your CV has to be packed, it has to be fully packed based on the job that you're applying for. So if you see a job description, your CV has to almost resemble the job description, the keywords in the job description, so you can pass, so that this ATS can actually pass you. And I know this might sound like a lot, and that is why I've created an ATS-friendly CV template that you can grab today. So just go ahead and check the link in the description and grab yours. Now let's talk about why so many CVs fail. Number one of them is fancy graphics. You see some CVs that have fancy graphics. Yes, I know you want your CV to look good. You want to have, you want to present your CV, looking good with a good design, but it's not necessary, especially except if you're applying for all these creative job roles, and they are not passing through the ATS system. They're not passing through the ATS, sorry. So those fancy graphics, the ATS cannot really read them. Fancy logos and all of those things, try not to include them in your CV if you want to land job interviews, right? Number two is keywords, right? If the keywords in the job descriptions are not found in your CV, the ATS will filter you out, so you're not going to be ranked high, and amongst those that will be moved to the recruiter, right? So when you're applying for these jobs, make sure that you read the job description and make sure that if your CV doesn't match the job description, make sure that you tweak it and find necessary keywords that you need to put into your CV to make it match before you submit those CVs, right? Number three on the list is when you submit your CV using the wrong file type. So some people use like scanned PDF or even a picture. When you draft your CV using Canva and then you submit it as a picture, maybe a JPEG or something, or a scanned PDF, the ATS cannot read these things. So it's better for you to submit it as a document or a simple PDF, Quick question here. Have you ever gotten frustrated just because your CV was rejected, or just because you did not, like, you've been applying for so many jobs and you're not getting any response, and then you feel really, really frustrated? If you've ever felt that way, I want you to drop a yes in the comment section. So I want to see how many people can actually relate to this. So just drop a yes in the comment section. So let's move forward. So how do you actually fix this? How do you make sure that your CV is ATS friendly? Number one of them is to avoid graphics, like avoid using graphics, boxes, tables, those unnecessary things, right? Avoid using them in your CV. Make sure you keep your CV format simple. Number two is to make sure you use the same keywords. The same keywords, like I said earlier, in your job description. Make sure you use them in your in your CV. So you might be applying for, maybe you're a customer service specialist, and then you see three job roles, right? Now for each of these job roles, they might have like different keywords, though it will be similar because it's still the same customer service specialist, right? Okay, let's assume that you're applying for a customer service specialist role and you're also applying for an admin assistant role, right? So the keywords for these job roles are different. Don't just use one CV to apply for all of them. So if you're going to use one CV, make sure that you tweak it. Tweak it when you're applying for the admin role. Tweak your CV. Tweak the what's it called? The keywords in your CV to match that of the admin role. If you're applying for the customer service role, tweak the keywords in your CV to match that of the customer service role. That way, the ATS will not filter you out. So take note of that. Another one is for you to stick to standard headings. So in CVs, we have like professional summary, work experience, and all of those things. Don't change professional summary to, let me see now, about me, or work experience to places I've worked. You understand? Stick to what the ATS is used to, so that you don't overcomplicate your CV. It's not necessary, right? You're trying to get the job. No, you're not trying to like please anyone. So just stick to what the ATS is used to, and you see that you have a higher chance of getting a feedback from your recruiter. Another very important thing to note is that when you are writing your CV, when you're writing, those work experience, your skills, and all of those things, stick to bullet points. Those, full stop you see, stick to them. You don't need to use numbers or boxes, or just stick to these bullet points. It's easier that way for the ATS to pick them and scan them. So yeah, that's something that you need to watch out for. Also try to avoid long paragraphs. Just put them in bullet points instead of long paragraphs, so that it is easy for the ATS to scan them and pass you on to the recruiter. Last but not the least is for you to save your CV in document format, except if your recruiter says otherwise. Send it as a document format or a simple PDF. Make sure that it is something that, there are some PDF that you would, especially scanned PDF, that you would actually save. In fact, send it to yourself as a PDF and see if you can actually read it clearly. That's something that I actually check for. Send it to yourself and see if you can actually read it clearly as a PDF. So if you can't read it clearly as a PDF, then just send it as a document, or make sure that it is clear, readable. Don't use very, very, very tiny what's it called, font size that is not readable, and try to avoid scanned PDFs or sending your CV as an image. No. So except if your recruiter says otherwise, send your CV as a document format or a simple PDF. So those are the things that you need to take note of when you are applying for these remote roles. Don't say I did not help you. So here is a quick example of a good bullet point that you can use in your CV. So this one says, increase sales by 20% through email marketing campaigns. See, it is short, it is clear and measurable. That's one thing you should actually look out for. So apart from those, bullet points and all the things that I listed, your recruiter wants to see some particular things in your CV. So when you're writing, for example, your work experience, you have to take note of, don't just write, oh, I was able to manage the social media channel for a month or something like that. Like, try to write key achievement, like what you were able to achieve. So when you manage a social media channel, what happened? You understand? So those are the kind of things that your recruiter wants to see in your CV, and even the ATS wants to see in your CV. So try your best to like structure your CV in a way that would help you to be ranked high enough for the ATS to move you on to the recruiter. Now, here is my favorite part. If you don't want to stress about formatting or getting the right keywords for your CV, maybe you don't even know how to structure your CV properly, or you don't even know the right key achievements to use, you don't know how to structure them, don't worry. I've created an ATS-friendly CV template that you can grab today. It's designed to pass those ATS filters and also put your CV in front of a human recruiter. So you do not need to worry at all. Just go to the link in the description and click on it. You will see ATS CV templates, ATS friendly CV templates. Click on that link and grab yours today. Don't say I did not help you. So you don't have any excuse of not getting that job, because you must get that job this year. Okay, so grab yours today and thank me later. So now you know how ATS works, you know what might be getting your CV rejected, and you also know how to fix it. So if you found this video helpful, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, do not forget to like, and also share to that someone, that brother or sister that have been applying for jobs and getting no response. Share to them, because this might actually be the help that they actually need. So share this video, like, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell so that you can actually get notified whenever I post a new video. And please, most importantly, do not forget to check out the CV template in the description, because that little change might be what gets you to your next interview. So check it out, and if you can relate to this video, I want to see you in the comments. Okay, thank you for watching, and bye.